Blender is the top modeling software for new game developers. I will not be using it. Instead, I will be using Maya to learn 3D modeling. You're probably thinking, wow, Atlas, that's a lot of drive you have there. No, I don't. That's why I'm here learning how to model in one day. The idea came to me while discussing with my patron video ideas. You know, the patron I sold my soul to in order to make content. Anyways, since I'm working on Yobot and trying to keep up with my game development for school, what better thing to do than add a time crunch to a completely new subject? Welcome to modeling in 24 hours. As a beginner. Here's the plan. Sketch out the character in 2D, model the character, rig it, get it to dance around a bit, and then texture it. So I opened Photoshop, and you would not believe the monstrosity I created. It took a couple tries, but I finally got a sketch that looks decent. What can I say? I'm an artist. What the hell is that? Step 1, done. So I opened Blender, and then closed it, and then opened Maya, and then closed it, and then opened Blender, and then closed it, and then opened Maya, and I stuck with Maya. Let's add an extra dimension to this disaster. So I started with a cube. Can't mess up a cube, or I mess up the cube. I actually pulled up a tutorial for this part, and if you want to see the tutorial, great tutorial, it's right here. I can't exactly find the amount of tutorials I want to find with Maya as I can with Blender, but Blender's control schemes kind of scare me, so I'd rather stay away from that. Here I started with a cube, actually a cube, and this time I didn't mess it up as badly. I subdivided the cube in order to have more edges to work with. Hopefully I'm saying a lot of this right. Like I said, I am learning this in 24 hours, so I might get the vocabulary or the idea wrong. But you'll have a visual to match it, so it's a lot easier to tell. After starting with the cube and subdividing it, I started moving around the edges and parts to better fit the form that I created. I did the arms next, which were pretty easy considering I just wanted cylinders as arms. And then I thought about actually making the feet and then decided, nope, these are also going to be cylinders too because making the feet would be incredibly hard, and I wanted to do this model in 24 hours, not 24 months. A lot of this is making it not as detailed as I want it to be, but that's fine with me because the idea is that I have a working rig by the end of this. So showing my modeler friend this footage and talking to them about what I was going through, and I talked about using the retopologizer in Maya. Turns out that's like a sin, but why is that there? Anyways, so if there's any 3D modelers out there or artists who actually understand how this stuff works, my apologies to you. This is going to be very cringy and hard to watch. I actually got done with the body pretty quickly. Pretty quickly being relative because I've never modeled before. It took like an hour and a half, not even. Then I moved on to the head, which took the rest of the time. I gotta be honest here. The head was harder, let's just say that, and obviously it's going to be because of what it's shaped like. I decided to go with the Triceratops because I love Triceratops. That's my favorite dinosaur. So I was like, how hard can this be? Oh, it's gonna be hard. Oh, it's gonna be hard. You have no idea how hard this. Anyways, I think it's funny I'm making this video while also trying to do my piano homework. So let's see how this video and that test goes. I started modeling the head and I actually liked the way that the shape was turning out. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, but it was better than what I thought I was going to get, if that makes sense. I fully thought that it was just gonna turn into a pile of mush by the end of it, but you know, things are staying together, kind of. It wasn't exactly the easiest thing in the world, but it was not rocket science. You know what also isn't rocket science? Pressing that subscribe button. So why don't you do that? Anyways, back to the video. But yeah, connecting this head to this neck took, I don't know, an hour, maybe? This was so incredibly difficult, but eventually, I did get it. Oh my gosh. And anyways, here's the whole model. That's step 2, done. I just used Maya's built-in auto rigger, nothing special.
Dancing around in my tight dress, I'm feeling myself, got them all looking there next. Look at me, I don't mean to be like that. Everywhere I go, collateral effects. All the boys say I'm a little salty, but they kinda like it when I get a little ballsy. Gotta level up, gotta get naughty, better let you leave when the lights get hot, yeah.
Now that we had a freaking rad, bodacious dance party, let's move on to texturing. I mainly just painted them green, added black to the eyes, and then imported it into Unity, where I had a post-processing effect, just to show off this kind of dithering effect that I really want. Did I learn something? Absolutely. I learned loads of things in order to help me, you know, be a better game developer. This process has really helped me grow as a person, plan out things artistically, and even commit to projects that aren't necessarily the most important things. But there were a couple times I thought about scrapping this video. Maybe it wouldn't be well received, maybe I didn't even want to do it. But I stuck with it, I kept going, and now I learned a new skill. I can create characters in Maya. I can move them around. Are you kidding? This is not even something that was even remotely a part of my skill set before. As an indie developer, we don't always have the luxury of the resources we want. We don't have access to money to hire artists. We don't have access to time to learn absolutely everything, which is why it's good to prioritize what things you need in your game and what things you don't according to your own skills. Did I master 3D modeling in 24 hours? No, but I did survive. Barely. Let me know if you want to see the next episode, which is going to be making a soundtrack from scratch to fit one of my games. And for now, Atlas is...